Hello, it's Jon Binnie here. Welcome to the beautiful Brock Woods here, just outside of Spot in East Lothian, Scotland. And I'm here with my dog Patch, who's full of energy today. And we're here today for something a bit different. I'd like to connect with the forest and ask a bit about the paranormal experiences that happen here. So I'm just going to ask this tree if it's okay to connect. It says yes. Patch is digging a hole. And I'd like to set the intention for us to experience paranormal experiences that have the highest good, love and compassion for Patch and I, and for all. Okay, thank you. And the tree says, welcome, welcome, Jon. So just before I come into this space, I always create a safe space around me. I don't know what just showed on screen there for you guys, but I just put my stripy tea cozy hat on. You can show my motorhome's locked. Okay, let's head up here and show you. Patch is full of energy. I just posted on my YouTube channel I just shared in the post section of my YouTube channel, I shared the video of me connecting with a Sasquatch back in 2019, so 6 years ago, over at ESETI Ranch, Portland on the west coast of the US, where a Sasquatch, I was with two other people and we spotted this kind of shadowy figure, humanoid figure, quite short, around 4.5 foot tall, standing behind a tree, and it was kind of like, you know, poking out from behind the tree. And I felt very brave and walked up to it and touched its hand. And it was running its hand like through mine like this and saying, you know, we're in different, what I understood to be phases at the time, and now understand to be different dimensions, which is so cool. So I'm going to ask some of the trees here, perhaps the best places to experience more paranormal, metaphysical experiences here. Let's ask this tree, is it okay to ask you? The tree says yes. Can you tell the tree says it's shedding its skin? Can you tell? Let me just ask it. It says down by the river. Anywhere down by the river. Because the river is connected with a ley line. Wow, thank you. That makes so much sense. Look at Patch go. So yeah. And if you watch YouTube and you watch people investigating for cryptids and different beings, you'll often see them come across, and I love the term Sasquatchy. You come across structures, and it's interesting because there's quite a few here. I'm not going to walk up to all of them, but if you did zoom into that, you can pinch and zoom if you're on your mobile. There's a wee structure there. I mean, it looks very human-made. Some sticks across, like someone's making a bivouac. What is more unusual is these bends. So where there's trees or branches bent over. And what I've been shown by my spirit guides is that these are due to, this is how beings, including Sasquatch, enter and exit through the third and fourth dimension. And often during Sasquatch sightings, you will see, wow, I'm just piecing together some of my memories. So for example, there is an archway here. I've walked up it between it before and just being drawn to go up again. Patchy, this way. Come back, buddy. This way. Let's go up here. It's not too bad terrain for Patch. Just a few steps, Patch. And so yeah, they'll... Patch, you're going through the portal. Oh, he stopped. You're going to go through the portal? I'm just feeling into the energy of it. It feels like a kind of, like a vroom, vroom. So if you can't, yeah, you can see on camera, right? It goes up here and across like that. It's like a vroom, vroom. So first I'm just going to walk up to it and ask permission to enter. It says yes. And it kind of looks natural. There's this tree branch that goes up here, and these two trees. This one may have been fallen or might have been pushed down. Just step through it. Yeah, there's this feeling of protection when you enter the space. That makes a lot of sense. Come on then, Patch. Let's head back. There's more of these, so this is just one. Interesting indents on the ground as well. Some people would also describe them, it's not just Sasquatch that create these portals. There are other beings too. Oops, a branch in my eye. Including Fey beings and others. There's a place not that far from here called the Goblin Hall, and it's at Yester Castle. I'd love to visit there, being drawn to visit there and do a bit of an investigation. And it's the owner that built the castle is very mysterious, like kind of wizard-like guy. And also the hall was he either made it with goblins, or, you know me and my history, or he summoned them there. I described the energy here as almost like feeling of being prepared, and my heart is just gently opening, remembering the intention I set. And we're a few minutes away from the river, so we have to head up here, across the road, and then back down to access the river. And I must remember, I've actually got you guys on a tripod, so I could stick you on the ground at some point if I want to. Thankfully it's a bit warmer today. It's nice having the sun out. It's been quite stormy for the last few days. And loads of rainfall, which is interesting. I wonder if that'll make the river a bit more exciting. So, or barren. I do feel the kind of secret to this work, spiritual, metaphysical, interdimensional, paranormal, is so much of it's about your intentions and about asking the right questions. And that's why I often ask you to send me questions. I'm sure I'll add the link in, although I'm not answering any directly today. I will check in on the exciting experiences here. And you can enjoy my funny hat. Ah, John. Apparently seagulls, well, I say apparently, it's true for me, seagulls do not like this hat. When observed from above, I think they mistake it for like the eye of an owl or something. And they often, during the summer, not so much during the winter, and not so much around here, seagulls don't really hang around woods. I guess because they can't really fly here. Sorry, they can fly here, they just can't land on the trees and stuff. So I was just receiving a message there. This feels like it's from the woods itself, just saying, prepare yourself to enter. Oh, how exciting. Okay. Some interesting experiences happened this morning. Also not far from here, about a mile from here. My morning run, so it's 5 a.m. My morning run, which is out kind of that direction. And there was this, first of all, I was doing my little thing with my night vision camera, filming, moving orbs and ships in the sky. And I was filming one moving across the sky, and I was looking towards Orion's belt and saw loads of 3 or 4 shooting stars around it, which was really cool. And then a little bit later, I wandered along, I was running on my way back, so I was facing more northeast, and so it was a big flash in the sky, and what was fascinating about it was there was no clouds, there was no obvious sign of where lightning could come from. It was just, if I could slow down the memory, like frame by frame, I feel that it felt like the light source was from higher up, but it was maybe only like 100 feet in the air or something. No, it must be more than that. Maybe 200 feet at most. Anyway, I don't want any paranormal Jon falling on his butt on the grass here, so just taking it slowly. Yeah, so that was really curious to me. Hello bird, hello trees. So let's ask, I'd like to ask one of the trees. So this tree said no. Well, not so much a no, just said move on to one further down here. So I'm to ask a question about what sort of, what we would consider paranormal experiences happen here. Like, why not ask the trees, right? They see it all. I feel like this is a kind of spoiler alert for what's about to happen today. You can feel the energy building, it's cool. Okay, is it okay to connect? Okay, thank you. So the very first thing the tree is saying, shadows moving between trees. And actually the shadow figures do work with the trees, which is lovely. They're responsible for helping shift energy between trees. Fey beings, I've seen those guys, quite small, and they run. There's a dog barking. Oh, apparitions of ghosts, ancestors. Snakes. Didn't think you really got snakes here. In Scotland, we only really get little adders. Mysterious lights, and more. Wow. Okay, thanks. That's like, these are like my love language. Thank you so much, tree. Okay, let's head down, because the first tree said to go down to the river. Come on, Patch. And the river, or in England you call it a stream, in Scotland we call it a burn, and you try and roll the R, a burn, or burn, even though it's just spelled B-U-R-N. Looks like someone's been sliding around already. Very slippy after the rain yesterday. Something just walked across here. It's kind of like, felt like a small little being. I don't know if you heard it. And it wasn't Patch, I could hear him. It's very cool. I'm not really looking at the camera, so I don't really know what you guys are seeing. Let me know in the comments what you see and experience. It's a lot of fun. I'm just making sure my protective boundaries are nice and strong, and then my heart's nice and open. I'm just getting glimpses of the river now. Come on, Patch, let's walk. What's fascinating about being in woodlands and a forest is it feels like you can, with a nice open heart, you can freely communicate with with the collective. I remember someone first describing it to me, say collective, the collective of the trees and the woodlands. Someone described it to me as a hive mind, almost like bees come together in a beehive. I feel now I would describe it as unity, as the trees come together in unity. So there's a darker area here. Whoa, just feeling that in my legs, like my legs getting heavier. There's a little robin there, and it feels like the little robin was saying, yeah, there's a, not here just now, but there is a, like a small, shadowy, dark figure that I just saw it actually. It was just over there, kind of darting between trees. But it lives here, it lives in this little area. And it's interesting because there's like this wee path up here and it just seems to not really go anywhere. These birds have popped by to say hello. Hello, birds. Playing around. And it's gone very quiet. Do you remember last time I was here, I was just coming down this part and there was a big, really loud, like growling bark that just came out of nowhere. Disembodied, that's what I mean. A patch I could do with your 4x4 legs. And the message from my spirit guides this morning in meditation was slow down, Jon, and I feel that's great advice for walking down here. Yeah, it's definitely more flow to the river. Just beautiful. Take a moment to receive. It's very easy to keep going, Patch. It's very easy to just kind of turn up to these places and talk non-stop, ramble your way through. Rambling and rambling. I think since I last did a video here, I came across someone that does some like wellness therapies, like group events here. I'm guessing they come for walks, like forest bathing and stuff. Excuse me. I know you guys have said in the comments that you've seen quite a lot of fairies that buzz around me. There's that saying we have here, away with the fairies, and stories of people being, well, supposedly taken by fairies. I've never felt that, but I have felt led to areas and places before. This big beautiful tree here. You're gorgeous. Big arms reaching out. I don't know how many times, or when I last shared this area here, I have past life memories of sitting in small groups of three, mostly, just sometimes four, and we would line up, not in a line, but we'd kind of position ourselves on this embankment here, and it felt like there's maybe a little fire burning in the center of each small group, and there may have been as many as 50 or 100 people, and we would watch the show, and it felt like the show was these magical beings down here, just experiencing Feels like like sometimes in a summer afternoon, sometimes in the evening times, there would be specific ceremonies would come down, and beings would appear, fey beings, elementals, extraterrestrials, and even and some of our own people, humans as well, would interact. Very much down here next to the river on this kind of flattened area, this little floodplain. And so that first tree said that it's a ley line that runs through here. That's really cool. I'll have to do a bit of research to see if anyone's mapped. Ley line maps are pretty hard to get hold of, especially at detail. You can do the work yourself and feel into where they are. I just never really considered that's what exists here. So things are just getting quite still. Just stopping for a moment. Slow down to receive. There's this feeling that I should be asking, I should be calling out, inviting in beings across every dimension that have my highest good and Patch's highest good, love and compassion in their hearts, appear to us visually, audibly, their energy on camera. This is the area I usually come and sing. Oh, look, there's an X here, often describing an area not to go through, and another X there. I mean, I'm not entirely stupid. These could easily be naturally formed or even man-made, person-made. Do a little bit of singing, some light language. Imeatara huneha, imeratara humeha, narata, narata si chimiriamana, ore sunuturima. And a little dragon light language. Aramatara Hiya Uvaramatara Hiya Usara Untakarama Isenara Untarama. And these beautiful trees here, it feels cross between an X that it forms and then also a portal. I'd love to go down, if it's not too slippy, I'd love to go down and visit the I'm not even sure what it's called. There's just the ruins of an old building and a little tunnel beneath it that the river flows through. I'll have to research as well and see what they're from. It's very quiet here. There's a wee structure in there. It's like a wee tower. Almost like there was some sort of mill here, or some way of channeling the water for some purpose. I'm just feeling my heart lifting up a bit. There's a wee, I've never spotted it before actually, there's a wee ruin there, like a little structure, maybe like a little outhouse, and then over to the right. You know, there's another build, there's a ruin And it's funny because on one side it looks like the ruin of a house, and the other side it just feels like a hill that you just climb up it. It's a bit too steep and slippy just now, but we'll be going down under it if it's not too slippy. The energy feels so different today. I do feel that curious feeling in my heart and anticipation. And it's a really funny sensation. Sometimes you feel a little bit of pressure when you're doing this with the intention to experience. You know, it's like I must go and do something to receive. And the reality is we're always receiving. All we're really doing is kind of setting aside the intention, time and energy to receive more. I was about to say, I wonder if dogs, if animals have their third eyes open. I suspect so, because Patch looks around beyond his actual sight's not, or his 3D sight isn't amazing. But here you see him looking a lot at different things. Okay, Patch, don't pull me down. Thank you, Tree, for your help. We're going to head down to the river. Okay, Patch, we go up here. Good boy. I was chatting with a couple of friends this morning. We were talking about going to different places for investigations, paranormal investigations. And one of my friends has a dog as well, and we're saying we have to bring our dogs wherever we go. And with Patch, he hates being picked up, so literally you can come to a location like this, and there's a fence in your way, and he can't go under it and get him through it. You're just stuck. Like you can't go that way. So I've been here a few times. You may have seen this on video. I've not been for a little while. And there's very much a portal energy here. You could describe this as being in a bubble. I was getting little third eye visions. It's like a replay from the little tunnel, little cave here. And it felt, I guess you describe it as a goblin. Quite short, just not much taller than the goblin, than the entrance, the goblin entrance, and it was like jumping out. It's not actually here just now, but it's a replay of that energy embedded within the stone. Lots of interesting noises. Wow, let's go take a look. Ura. Aramata. Can you see the lights all the way down at the end? Hello! I'm not going to go much in, but it's good. Hello? Going to go in a wee bit. Right, just a wee bit, Patch. Patch isn't so sure. Wow. And you can see the light down there now, and that echo. Beep, boop. Saying hello. Well, it's empty just now, but it does feel that there are lots of different beings that head through it. I can imagine coming here at night would also be fun. Oh, look at little eddies. These are so cool. Can you see them down here? These little eddies flowing around. That's so magical. And then this little kind of weir. This is like there's like a wall down there. I don't know if the rune would have bridged across the river before. Patch, he wants to go back in. Why do you want to go back in? See what Patch wants to do. What is it? What is it, psychic dog? wonder how old it is. My guess is maybe this mortar is really interesting. And it's curved. My guess is about 150 years old. Hearing some funny noises, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's a bit like voices. Yeah, and then there's like a trough here, man-made. I wonder if it's to do with like some sort of old waterworks. Wow. Very cool. There's something, what I'm seeing in my third eye is something quite small running around really fast. It's kind of laughing. It's quite mischievous. It was just in this area here, and it's about the same height as the ferns, green. It's laughing in a high pitch. It feels like a pixie. I find it hard to locate it, but I describe it as clairaudibly saying to me, it wants me to go down this little path here and down to there. And I'm like, no thanks. Doesn't feel good. It's saying, go on, go on, go on, Jon. No thanks. It's saying, you came here for the experiences. It's like, yeah, but Patch isn't going to make it over these logs very well. And he's having too much fun sniffing. All right, Patch, let's head up here. Coming here at night would be fun as well, to be honest. It's really quiet. Pretty much 24/7 around here. I think in the weekly, or sometimes I come twice a week here, walks. I've seen like people twice. Charama ata sa tarama niyamara takarama. If you ever have that feeling to speak light language and you're happy, it's almost like an impulse, and you're happy that you've checked the source of it. For me, it felt like it was the energy of the forest. Then it's okay to do it right if it feels safe. It was almost like being, for a moment, just channeling the forest and being the voice of the forest, reflecting codes and energy that had to be released back to the woods. Beautiful colors. Sara ajimia to rama to ronko turomaka. This feels like, I know I've had at least 2 past lives here. Like I've physically visited this place, and that felt like one of my ancestors. I was speaking in the tongues of. I would like to, just before we go, ask Mother Gaia and the trees, my spirit guides, for a couple of updates. So it's been fantastic to see the Epstein files making progress to being released and helping restore our faith in ourselves and humanity. Let me ask a bit more about that journey of truth this tree would like to share. And look, it's kind of like a wee face with these 2 eyes here. almost like an owl. So it's saying to put my hand just here. Thank you. The tree says more and more, so much more will be released. And it'll shake the very foundations of our structures. This is not just about the poor victims, the survivors. It's also about, just heard something walking, it's also about rich versus poor, dark versus light, lies versus truth. It's about bringing balance and harmony. Thank you. Wow. Yes, so much more to share. More truth to share. Thank you. Okay. And you've also been asking me about ET contact. So let's ask a tree, this tree that has kind of vines going up, is offering to answer about any updates on ET contact. The tree says yes. Wow, look at the detail on this. And the tree says, just like my skin, like the little areas, absolutely, it's described as micro contact at scale. Oh, I love that term, it's so cool. I'd love to use that. So this is you and I making contact more and more. The tree says, like John's flashing in the skies, the moving orbs, the ships. Keep your eyes on the skies, your heart's open. You are, you are experiencing contact. You're experiencing contact. So we are. And the tree says, we see them all the time. It's just you guys don't look up so much. Thank you. Okay, spinning you around because Patch has wrapped himself around me this way. And any updates on the 3 days, the term, 3 days of darkness? I remember, consciously I remember there was the blip, the kind of early warning of it to happen in November, and then into December more days of outages. Excuse me, let me ask this tree here. The tree says yes. I'm to touch the moss, okay. Wow. Interestingly, the tree says, whatever you predict, whatever you feel will happen because it's a reflection of your own heart. Which is fascinating because I was feeling a bit like maybe it wasn't going to happen at all this year. That we've collectively decided not to experience it. And the tree's saying it will occur for as long as those of us that our souls and consciously we choose it, whether it's in fear or through the exploration of coming together, and as Mother Gaia says, helping us connect more with our hearts, come home to our bodies, come back to our hearts, then it will happen. Yes, the blip in November, and yes, those experiences of longer days, intermittent, remember it's intermittent in December. Okay, thank you so much. Reflection of our hearts. That is the true nature of reality, right? It is a reflection of us, of our very consciousness. Well, this has been a lot of fun, thank you. This afternoon I have 2 client sessions. One is a remote recording, one is a Zoom session, and then I have my higher self foundational training class. We're in week 5? I think so. Week 5 or 6, and we're doing, I'm teaching quantum energy protection, negative energy and entity protection, clearing and healing. So excited for that. And tonight I'm going to research some other places to visit. I'd like to plan for my next adventure. My wife has already planned her next adventure with our daughter, so that's next year, but I've got vacation time coming up, holiday time coming up, so want to make the most of that as well. Don't we, Patch? Well, thank you so much. Oh, I didn't touch a tree to say thank you. Feels like it's a nice thing to do. Let's go and touch a tree over here. So far, I haven't driven into this tree. You can see how close it is up there. So just say thank you trees. It says check out my, look at this, it's a bit like a claw. That's so cool. We don't have bears here. Well, not naturally occurring. Wow, and I was just shown in my third eye, like the pattern of lots of people walking up that area across time. Come on, Patch. It's time for us to go. Thank you, trees. Thank you, forest. Just closing down that session. Oops. And then we need to go in here, Patch. Need to open up the door and let you in. There we go. Patch. Was that enjoyable? You enjoy that? Was that fun? It was fun. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Sending love. Bye.